Hi guys, welcome to radiologygeek.com. Today I'm going to talk you through how I managed to score over 90% for the FRCR Part 1 physics exam first time. So, what will we cover today? Well, firstly, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the FRCR physics exam and how it's structured. Then, I'm going to give you a few strategies you can use to increase your chances of a first time pass. Finally, we will go through the resources and MCQ banks I used to achieve my highest score. Okay, let's get started. The FRCR physics exam is held by the Royal College of Radiologists as part of the FRCR Part 1 exam. The FRCR Part 1 exam consists of two papers, the first being physics and the second being anatomy. The physics paper consists of 40 question stems with 5 items labelled A to E. This means that there are 200 true or false questions in total. And remember, there is no negative marking in the exam, so if you do not know the answer, hazard a guess. You won't lose any marks. Okay, let's move on to some strategies you can use to achieve your first time pass in the FRCR Part 1 physics exam. Firstly, we recommend starting revision as early as possible, at least 4 months in advance. We think you should use 2 solid physics textbooks as your primary resource, and I'm going to go over those textbooks in more detail later on in the talk. Aim to do as many practice questions as possible. This will get you into the headspace of knowing how to answer true and false questions in a physics format. If you log on to the RCR website, you can find some specimen questions so that you can get a feel of what's expected of you in the exam. And lastly, when physics revision becomes a little bit overwhelming, just switch to your anatomy revision. Use your revision time as efficiently as possible, and sometimes doing a whole day of physics can become a little bit overwhelming and concepts can become a little bit fuzzy. This would be a good time to switch to your anatomy revision so that when you do revisit your physics, you do so with a clearer head. So let's talk about the resources I used to achieve my high score in the FRCR Part 1 physics exam. Well, the first text I'm going to recommend is FAR's Physics for Medical Imaging. This is a must-read text. And yes, I can hear you groaning from here. I know this is a poorly written and difficult to understand textbook, but you've just got to get used to it. I read this textbook at least 4 times. Some good news, if you cross-reference this textbook with the current RCR physics curriculum, you will see that some of the chapters no longer apply, and this will save you some valuable revision time. The second resource I'm going to recommend is the FRCR Physics Notes by the Radiology Cafe. Again, this is a must-read text, and together with FARS, I made these 2 textbooks my primary resources for the FRCR Part 1 exam. Advantages of this textbook is incredibly up-to-date. It's very easy to follow and the diagrams are excellent. It summarises all the concepts very well. If you use this alongside FARS for medical imaging, you've really got all of your bases covered. Highly recommended. Another resource you could consider when revising for physics is the textbook Review of Radiological Physics by Walter Huda. I consider this textbook a great support text. It breaks down difficult to follow physics theories and sets them out in bullet points. I thought it summarised concepts very well and I used it at times alongside FARS. And lastly, another support text I would recommend is MSI Made Easy. It contains everything you need to know about MRI physics except up-to-date safety guidelines. It summarises all concepts well with great cartoons and diagrams. I would highly recommend reading this very small textbook before diving into the FARS chapters for MRI imaging. Okay guys, and on to our last section of the day. We recommend that you do as many practice physics questions as possible. This is a must. And if you log on to the radiologygeek.com, you will gain access to over 1,000 practice physics questions. Each question is designed in a true or false format and is followed by detailed explanations designed to help you learn faster. We have the largest question bank available, and right now you can get 20% off all packages with discount code PhysicsFRCR21. Not only that, this site is mobile friendly, so revision is easy to do whilst on the go or during your commute to and from work. Okay everyone, that's it for now. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to log on to radiologygeek.com to receive 20% off all subscription packages. From me and the Radiology Geek, we wish you the very best of luck in your exam. Give us some feedback below and we can't wait to hear how you get on.